Okay, so this is another video on asset pricing, and this will be a fun one. This is starting to explain what arbitrage. I mean, we kind of explained what it is, but this will hopefully explain a little bit of why is it such a big deal? And part of the reason I'm making this is because one of my friends actually asked me one time. So I'll start with one of the activities we made just a minute ago in one of the previous videos. So I'm going to look myself up, just Grant Smith. So we'll use these indifference curves in a one asset market. Okay, so we'll come in here, we'll click the ellipses and say open in app. All right, so it's opening up. All right, so now we're here, right? So let's see if there's anything we want to get rid of to just clean this up a little bit. I think we're fine at the moment. I'll just kind of move this down a little, okay? All right, so right now we're in a situation in which we don't have arbitrage, right? No arbitrage. We were endowed, we had $6 initially. This is our asset. I think I moved this a little bit. I think it was probably right around there. And then this was, our optimal scenario, right? So we spend $3 now, and we'll have about $3.50 later, okay? So I'll just move this down here. And so what that gave us is, with this asset in our market, our best utility scenario is 3.3, right? Okay, and so now what's happening, and you might remember, so when we crank this asset, what we're doing right now is we're basically just turning up the interest rate a ton. So right now what we're saying is, for 30 cents today, you can get $1 tomorrow. And this is that scenario in which we really have to make that utility bigger. And we're going to say, right, our utility has got to be about, what? About 5.3, right? So we're going to get a ton of utility if this interest rate is super good, right? Okay, so now we're going to make this even bigger, right? So we're just going to keep cranking that up, right, to where the asset is better and better, right? So now our utility is 5.8. But these are all no arbitrage scenarios, right? These markets, they're okay. They're arbitrage free. So now this will start to show you why arbitrage is such a huge deal and why it basically just blows up your market, right? So you essentially can't do any more analysis on it. So let's go ahead and move into an arbitrage scenario. Boom, we're in an arbitrage scenario now. This market is not arbitrage free because you can get $1 in the next period while someone pays you 20 cents today. They pay you 20 cents today, they pay you $1 tomorrow. You would always do that trade, okay? And so here is why it blows things up, is because you no longer have that intersection tangent point with a utility function. You see how, all right, so I'm going to do it again in slow motion. So here, right, so when we have an arbitrage-free market, we have a single intersection with our utility function. So we have a maximum utility point, and this is where an investor should be. But now if we keep moving this, you can see, even here, we probably are going to be able to get into a scenario in which we're fine, right? Yeah, we're getting closer. But if we get this all the way into arbitrage, all of a sudden, there's no way, because this is sloped higher, there's no way you're ever going to get a single tangency point at your utility function. And so what does that mean? The crazy thing about that is it means you just keep doing it forever and ever. You can get infinite utility. This utility will never hit a point at which it stops. So you just keep trading along this line, and you're going to continue intersecting these level curves of the utility function, aka indifference curve, and you're just going to keep getting, your utility is going to keep growing till it goes to infinity. So that is why arbitrage is such a big deal, is because it blows up all these utility functions and things. But anytime your market is arbitrage free, even still, I mean, your utility is going to be huge over here, because to hit this tangency point, right, you're going to have a ton of utility. But the thing is, once it totally crosses, you no longer can find a single tangency point, and basically all the math breaks down and you can just get infinite utility. So that's the significance of arbitrage.